Impossible physics. Location: Fab Lab in Hall 24 in Almere Haven, Netherlands. An object that rotates around a point experiences the same centrifugal force at a constant rotation. The mass of the object is not changed by rotating a part of it. However, the centrifugal force changed. What consequences this may have for physics? The entire test is with an explanation placed at the end of this presentation. If we have materials that are strong enough, the following is perhaps possible. A new space shuttle with a delta wing combined with a biplane wing. This shuttle is on the launch, equipped with gyroscopes filled with more than 8 cubic meters of frozen water. Both wings are provided with flaps. This is redundancy but can also provide more support in a thinner atmosphere. Here is an example of the shuttle launch. The shuttle is moved to the launch site. There, the space shuttle is being prepared and loaded into a lorry. The technique for shooting is equal to that of a magnet train. Here, magnetic fields are used to allow the train to float and to move. To minimize air resistance, we blow air through the tunnel. The trolley with the shuttle is slid in a launch tunnel. During the launch, the tanks with frozen water run at extremely high speed. The rotation speed of the tanks must be so high that the space shuttle does not fall back to Earth. If the shuttle has reached sufficient height, the rotating tanks are stopped, and the shuttle is maneuvered into orbit. With the centrifugal force, it may also be possible to build a larger spaceship. This is an example of a launch of such a large spaceship. This spaceship is composed of 2 layers. In the bottom layer are 2 superposed rings, which are suspended in magnetic fields. The rings are filled with materials to be used in space, among other things lead and water. More than 90% of the weight of the spacecraft is intended to be seated in the rings. Space is sucked vacuum around the rings before launch. Here, too, the technique of a magnet train is used to rotate the rings in the opposite direction. In orbit, the spacecraft is prepared for use. From the cargo, lead is extracted and with sunlight converted into pellets. These lead pellets are poured into the double walls of the cabins for people, which is in the upper part of the spacecraft. Together, the lead bullet form a radiation shield. By turning the spacecraft, the centrifugal force can have the effect of gravity. By adjusting the speed of rotation is mimicked a different gravitational force. So the astronauts can get used to the gravity of their destination. It is also possible to come back after a trip to Mars to Earth.
We're going to do a centrifugal test. You can look at this presentation. We have here a set of batteries. This is a holder for the camera. This is a scale. By earlier tests we noticed that the scale went off the scale, which is not as we would like to. So this is how it's rigged. We have put in an extra spring to keep the scale in the range of the scale. We use this camera to make shots of this because this is turning, and then we do a test without a turning engine. This is a small engine. It's in a glass tube to have it slide easily. And what we want to achieve is if we can measure the difference between a spinning engine and a not spinning engine. At the top there is a stack of metal plates to create some weight, and we will do the test several times after each other in order to make sure that we have the same results every time. So I will switch on the camera. If I push the right button. So the camera is on. And now it starts recording. It's firmly attached to its position. With the switch I can turn it. Now it should register how it turns without a rotating engine. To make no adjustments on the situation, I just put in a battery and then the drill will start working, and I will do the test again. I'll take out the battery again and we do the test another time. This repeating is to prevent of mistakes that might occur, because this is a real low-tech test, and the implications even for this low-tech test might be huge. The thing is that I can only view the results with the computer. So we'll do it one more time. When we have done 3 with and 3 without turning engine. The results will be added in this recording. Okay.
Conclusion. There was vibration in the test, and we cannot determine with certainty that the increase in the centrifugal force is coming from the rotating object. However, This test indicates that it is possible to increase the centrifugal force by vibration and the gyroscopic effect. Further research is needed for a correct determination of the source. Unfortunately, the inventor does not have the resources to do this.